Thomas the Tank Engine, Episode 5, Back to Normal. After working at the yard, everything was back to normal, and Thomas was going down his branch line pulling Annie and Clarabelle. With a little delay, Hank was able to finally pull his train that he wasn't able to pull last night. However, he was stuck behind Stanley. So everyone had to wait for Gordon. Spencer was running a bit late. James was at work, so he was pulling the Knapford Express coach more often. James hasn't pulled it in a couple of days, and he was just getting used to having to work every day. Spencer was talking to Neville, saying, "Oh my God, can you believe it? I have work every day. I used to have little breaks, and now that the Duke and Duchess aren't coming back for a while, I might have to pull this until James gets back. Oh my God, that oil car jam thing really messed me up. I can't believe Sir Topham had me fill in for Stanley, whoever it was." Neville replied with, yeah, sure. Well, some of us, have to get going." And he puffed off. "Oh, rude," Spencer thought to himself. Let's just say things didn't end there. Toby came off a hill and crashed into Thomas with the milk tankers. He was fine, but Thomas wasn't. Toby apologized to Thomas, but there were passengers in the coaches. Thomas needed to know if the passengers were okay. Eventually, everybody got out and was rushed onto the express. Now the coaches were extremely full, but for Annie, Clarabelle, and Thomas, this was not looking good. Also, the line was blocked, so now Toby couldn't pull his milk tankers, and the express couldn't go anywhere. Sir Topham Hatt did not know about this accident, and neither did Henry, and Henry was just going to notice it. He came up over Marin Hill. "Well," he said, "I'm sweating already." He did not know what was in store in front of him. He came rushing through and switched off the main line into a siding. He took off the thing that protected it and said, "Oh, I just saved myself." Henry's goods train lied blocking the line. Now no one could get out and no one could get in unless they took a detour. Henry felt bad, but he knew that this was the only way for him not to get involved in the crash, as the other points were blocked off by Spencer. Soon, Sir Topham Hatt arrived. "Oh dear," he said as he got out of Winston. He saw the damage and immediately said to Thomas, "How could this have happened?" not knowing that it was Toby's fault. He was about to give a response when Toby said, "It was I, sir. I didn't see where I was going, and I accidentally crashed into Thomas. But don't worry, all the passengers are on the express now." "Of course they are," Gordon muttered to himself. "Well, I commend you for your honesty, Toby. No one will be in trouble, but please, be more careful next time. I would hate to have you, Thomas, or Gordon hurt at all and in the works, as you all play very important roles on this railway." Although when he walked over to Henry, he didn't have the same response. "Henry, what are you doing?" he said. "Why are you resting in this shed? And you knocked over the barrier." Henry said, "Well, I was going very, very fast, and I crashed into the shed because I didn't want to enter the crash pit." "Oh," said Sir Topham Hatt, "I guess that makes sense. Well, you'll be able to go in about an hour when the search and rescue team comes back." "Okay, sir," said Henry. The search and rescue team, it was panic. "Harvey, go out there!" And Harvey did. Harvey went to pick up Rocky. But that wasn't it. He got lifted up from his helipad and went straight to moving. He said, "I should go too," and she rushed off. "Who?" said Flynn. They were all rushing down the track, racing to see who could get there first, until Rocky overrid Harvey and caused him to stop, and caused him to get pushed over instead of stopping. Belle crashed into the mess, and then so did Flynn. Now no one could save them. It was a huge mess. There was Flynn, Belle, Rocky, and Harvey. After all that, Harvey finally showed up and said, "Sorry guys, there was a bit of a mishap there." It's fine, Harvey, just please get Thomas back on the rails, said Sir Topham Hatt. Yes, please do, said Thomas. I really hope that Anne and Clarabelle aren't too hurt. We aren't, they said. About 10 minutes later, Thomas was put back on the rails. Along with Annie and Clarabelle, of course. Although in about the course of 1 hour, he was quickly spread all the way to the docks. Cranky said, I saw everything. Porter said, what did you see? He replied with, oh, I guess you didn't know, but Toby crashed into Thomas, and that caused a huge mess. Toby Hearty, thank you for the update, but we better get back to work. The docks is extremely busy right now. Alright, I know, said Cranky.